Hey, it's Lewis with Precision Camera in Austin, Texas. And I know what you're thinking. You might be used to seeing Sarah here in my position, but I'm the new social media manager, and today we're gonna be talking about the A7 III, a camera we've already done a review on, but it's got some new features with the new firmware, and I've just transitioned over to it, so I wanna talk about some of my favorite features. So if you're not familiar with this camera yet, or maybe just getting your hands on it for the first time, it's a 24 megapixel full frame camera. It has a burst mode of 10 frames per second. It's got dual SD card slots, so if you're a wedding shooter or an event shooter, you can make sure that you're writing to both cards at the same time. Make sure you got that backup. It has a 5-axis in-body stabilization, which is great for pans. It really helps reduce that shake on there. It's got a brand new battery that helps you shoot all day long. I know that was a big issue for some of the Sony shooters that would carry around 4 or 5 batteries at a time. And it's also got this really fun joystick on the back so that when you're looking through the viewfinder, you can kind of point to where you want your autofocus to reach at. And for you A7 III users already, you already know we've had 3 firmware updates since the original launch of the camera about a year ago, and with that have been a lot of really fun features. One of my favorites is the eye autofocus. So I do a lot of portrait work, and it's gonna track that eye really, really well. Also, with that eye autofocus, we don't have to have a dedicated custom button for that. We can just use the half press on the shutter now. It's pretty cool. So we originally saw this in the A6400, but now it's coming to the A7 III with the new firmware updates, and that's the built-in intervalometer. So there's no reason to buy one of the external ones if you want to shoot time lapses. And for you pet lovers out there, this has animal eye autofocus. So you're gonna be able to track that eye of your pet really, really well. It's gonna catch it every single time. So I've got Jackie here with me today. She's gonna be helping me test out the eye autofocus for the still side of it, as well as the facial tracking in the video. So let's see how that goes. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the dynamic range because I'm sitting here with Jackie and she's standing right now in direct sunlight. And I do a little video clip of her walking towards me and she walks into a shadow. And I'm really, really confident that this camera is gonna get that, even though the dynamic range might challenge a couple other cameras. So I, like many of you guys, am a hybrid shooter, so I shoot tons of really great video as well as stills, and I love shooting in slow-mo. And I can do that really easily with our S&Q mode. I can just bounce over to that and get really clean 120. I really like the customization features in the A7 III. They've got tons of custom buttons on the outside that you can assign to be basically whatever you want. You can kind of almost assign almost every button that's on there to be whatever you want. But not only that, on the inside, there's a feature called the My Menu. So let's be honest, the Sony menu systems aren't always the easiest. And sometimes when you're looking for something really quick, you can just kind of put it in that My Menu system and it'll be really easy to reach for. So with the customization, I've set my C1 button to be the Super 35 mode. And what that does is it takes my 55 and gives me a little punch in. It does take it from a 24 megapixel to a 10 megapixel image. However, there is a clear image zoom option that will let you zoom in without any megapixel loss. We also got to play a lot with the 5-axis image stabilization that is really, really great. If you're not using Sony native glass, it's totally okay. There's gonna be a menu setting in there where you can punch in the focal length of that lens, and it's gonna let the camera know, all right, this is what I'm using. I need image stabilization for this kind of a lens, and it's gonna know what to do. Another cool upgrade with the firmware is the limiter on the video. I know that was kind of a hassle on some of those. I know for me personally, it was kind of one of the things. I had a couple clients that really needed me to shoot those long videos. Well, limiter's been removed and it's just gonna go up until it overheats. And this is a tip from our Sony rep. If you use the battery grip and get that extension, that's really where the heat's gonna be. So it's gonna really help displace a lot of that heat and give you a lot better, not only battery life, but recording time. Another thing that they were kind of excited to talk about, and I know I use this a lot, it's a very small detail, but it's one of those annoying details that once it's fixed, it changes everything. When I use the LCD a lot because I like to shoot kind of low right here. Well, we've all had the issue when we're getting real close and it gets kind of close to our chest, the eye sensor will go off and you lose the screen. Well, now you don't. You can keep it right close, and if you look, it's still on. So that's a big boost that they were really happy to come out with and fix. Another thing that they were really excited about is the fact that you can customize both your LCD and viewfinder independently. So when I'm looking through the viewfinder, let's say I want to have a leveler in there, I can put that, but then when I look out, I don't have to have that leveler there. Or maybe I can have a histogram on the LCD and whatever I want on the inside. It's really great to kind of have that option to be independent to both. So I gotta say, the A7 III is super impressive and still holds up even a year after its launch. And especially at the price point, it's hard to beat for a hybrid shooter. However, if you're a landscape shooter and you need that big resolution, maybe the A7III is up your alley. If you're after the wildlife and sports, the A9. And if you're just a dedicated, video guy, maybe the A7S and that low light capability will help you out. But hybrid shooters, this is gonna be your perfect camera. So those are some of my favorite features on the Sony A7 III. Super impressed with it. Let me know in the comment section some of your favorite features. And as always, love to see you stop by the store. Come swing by, say hi, and follow us at Precision Camera.